seated. So this is the second Sunday of October, and it's still our month of zeal, enthusiasm, that faculty, that power that's so important. And I've given my talk title, Zest for Living, because I have been on a path of learning. I've been learning how to accept and work with a pinched nerve that develops into sciatica. And I can say that with great enthusiasm, I can now stand on my right foot. Now, I'm not going to be walking or running, but a couple of days ago, I could not support weight on my right leg. So this is good. I'm not going to almost fall over like I did at the earlier service. I'll use the tools. So this is Charles Fillmore. He's the co-founder of Unity, and he says this: to be without zeal is to be without the zest for living. Zeal and enthusiasm incite to glorious achievement in every aim and ideal that the mind conceives. Zeal is the impulse to go forward, the urge behind all things. There is nothing that happens that does not happen because the faculty of zeal, of enthusiasm, of exertion is what propels planets forward. The Halley's Comet is a very expression of zeal moving through the universe at comet speeds. When a seed bursts forth from the ground, it's expressing the zest for living. It's expressing the energy of zeal. The ability to move forward, the ability to get anything done. Now, we can put our zeal behind a fear and have a magical appearance of something that we don't really want. Although if we really want some spectacular fear, just put all your energy behind the fear and you're going to have one spectacular fear. Ever done that? Yep. It's all part of the being. So let's turn now to Martha Smock. Martha Smock was a Unity Truth student who was the editor of Daily Word for decades. A woman of great wisdom. She says, it is through putting ourselves on the side of God that we develop faith, that we're able to meet life effectively, that we find ourselves filled with zest and enthusiasm for life, that we feel an infilling power and energy from Spirit. Now, I can share with you that in this now over 3 weeks journey with this sciatica, this pinched nerve in my lower back, I have had multiple experiences of pain that reach in the 8-9 category. That kind of pain where it's hard to take a breath. It's hard to do anything other than feel pain. And in that, it's really hard to go, hi, God. I'm full of zest for living. No, I'm feeling pain. And I want to not feeling pain a lot. And as long as I'm dedicated to the pain and allow that to override what I know is true, I'm not going to heal. I'm not going to advance. I'm not going to be able to sleep. Now, pain is always what it is. And we could share experiences of our pain, and we could see who's got the most pain or who's had the worst pain. I say pain is pain. But it isn't until we can take enough of a breath and turn within to the divine nature within us. And there in that moment, we can find some respite. We can find all we need is a little tiny bit of faith. How much faith? A mustard seed. A little tiny bit of faith can get you through anything. But you don't get that faith until you turn within and identify with your Christ nature, with your divine nature, with God, with Jesus, whatever name you give it. It doesn't matter. But you know what it is when you turn within and you connect with that power. And that's where we develop the faith. That's where we can effectively meet life on life's terms. And then we can experience some respite, some wholeness, some recovery, some balance. And that's beautiful. Thank you, Martha. Oh, Charles Roth, Unity Minister's written some really great books. He says enthusiasm produces energy, and energy is life and power. So, what Charles is saying here is life is our enthusiasm. Life is our zeal. Every breath, every heartbeat, every thought is an expression of our power of zeal. And when we can align with our divine enthusiasm, we are aligned with our living our life with zest and renewal. Now, is enthusiasm all there is? No. But it's a very important part of our very living, our state of being. Now, what's also true with all of these 12 powers that we've been talking about over the course of the year is these powers are already within us. So we have all of the zeal and enthusiasm we can possibly have because we're one with God. And God has no lack, and there's no less than in God. And so the very power of enthusiasm is already within us. And yet we have free choice. We can choose to direct our enthusiasm towards our highest good or to maybe not so good, into those doubts, into those lacks, into those fears. There is nothing in our life that we can't use our divine enthusiasm to create healing, wholeness, restitution, safety, harmony, balance, love. And as I've learned, this lower back pinched nerve pain is a great teacher. One of the greatest teachers I've had in my life. Because I've continued to have to accept this moment, what is. For instance, this morning at 4 a.m., this leg was screaming so loud, I'm sure you could hear it. And I was moaning and groaning, which woke up Owen, which propelled Owen to help by drawing a nice hot bath with 2 cups of Epsom salt. And after 20 minutes of melting, stewing, cooking, my leg relaxed, which allowed me to relax. And I could go back to sleep and be ready for today. Because we need to do what we need to do. And when we can find enthusiasm, it produces energy. And that very energy is life and power, or living with zest and having a zest for living. Now, Connie Fillmore, she's the great-granddaughter of Charles Fillmore, says so-called aging is not the deterioration of life, but the deterioration of our faith, our enthusiasm, our will to progress. Now, I happen to know for a fact that I've been feeling my aging more. When you can't carry anything, when you cannot do anything for yourself, when you can't even tie your own shoes, it's humbling. And it requires a little bit of patience because you ask for help and your caregiver may not have the ability to do what you need right now. So you wait. Or you just experience patience. Guess what I do? I do it all. And I do some of my impatience with great zeal. Thank you, Owen. He knows it well. He knows it well. What's true is I am a great nurse. I am a fabulous caregiver, the best. But when it comes to being a patient, not. I am not a patient because I'm impatient and I don't want to I'm a unity minister. I don't have these things. This is not right. God, take it away now. Just take it away. No, I don't want this. It doesn't happen that way. But I can be zeal about just about anything. But when we let go of our connection to our faith, when we're not aligned with our enthusiasm, we're not willing to progress in creativity, in doing something different or new, or just getting breakfast made, then we start feeling a little older. But we don't feel our age when we're still able to align with our vision, our creativity, our passion. And it doesn't have to be changing the world. It can just getting the draperies open, letting the sunshine in. I'm not going to be running any marathon, but I'm here. And I don't feel my age today because I'm filled with that zest for living. I know the pain is temporary. And I know it's a great teacher. So I'm grateful for my leg. I'm grateful for this opportunity to embrace something more in my life that in the past I wasn't so willing to accept. And so today, I'm Reverend Gary Canier, experiencing some pain. Right now, sitting here, my pain's about a 2. Not bad. I can deal with a 2. Heck, I can deal with a 5. It's just when it gets to be 8, 9, real hard to deal with. Okay, so Rebecca Clark is a unity minister, and I love this. The most severe bankruptcy is the soul that has lost enthusiasm. When we've lost our spark for living, our willingness to say yes to life, when the only thing that comes out of ourselves is no, 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 no. When we've resigned ourselves to not allowing the energy to move through us. The energy is within us, but if we don't let it move through us, we're bankrupt. And all we need to do is breathe, turn within, and choose anew. It's great practice. And we don't do it once, we do it with every breath, as long as we live. And this truth is even in Scripture, many times. Here, Romans 12:11. Do not lag in zeal, be ardent in spirit, and serve the Lord. Now, in unity, we know that Lord is that Christ consciousness within us. Let's serve the truth of being in us and in each of us. And if we're going to be in relationship with each other, we've got to have zeal. If we're going to be in relationship with ourselves, it's got to be with zeal. If you're going to really hate yourself for the rest of your life, at least do it with zeal. Because maybe you can then laugh at yourself. Go, you may be not the cutest one on the block, but I love you anyway. And when we can love ourselves fully and completely, we are in service to God. We're living the truth of being because we are what we are, what we are. Thank you. And I'm going to close this talk with this wonderful description about what I've been talking about. Stella says it so much clearer than I've been, but Stella Terrellman is a Unity student. She says this: enthusiasm is an advance sign of success. If you are not enthusiastic about your work, either change your job or find in the job that you have the points about which you can become more enthusiastic. Zeal is a strong force, the urge behind all things, and the impulse to every achievement. It sets in motion all the machinery of the universe to attain the object of its desire. So it is the very energy that is moving through the universe. But it only makes sense when we apply it to our own life. Like her example of work. If you don't like your work, change jobs. Or look for in your work that aspect of the job that you can be enthusiastic about. I love the story of the monk. The monk who so much wanted to experience hours of deep contemplation and peace. The monks in silent contemplation want that. And what he was told when he got there was, go into the kitchen and your job is to wash the pots. Now, Brother Lawrence went into the kitchen and he didn't go with, I can't believe they gave me this job to clean these pots out. I wanted to be in the peace of the chapel. Instead, every pot he cleaned for God. He lived in the absolute moment and bliss of the pure wonder of everything that was available just there cleaning the pots. And as he did his work, people from all over would come to spend just a moment with this man who had pure presence while he was just cleaning the dishes. Now we have the same capacity to turn any lemon into lemonade, to turn even a pinched nerve into a wonderful Sunday lesson or wonderful opportunity to slow down, to take care of myself. Or it could be a diagnosis that has us scared, that awakens us to a deeper connection with God, a deeper connection to our zest for living. So let's take this, whatever we've received from this message today. Now, let's rest and go into meditation as the Unity Singers lead us there in music.
Shanti, Shanti, Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti.
Shanti. Peace. Be still. As we breathe deeply and easily, our shoulders soften, our bellies relax. At ease, we come present to this moment. And as we take this rest, let's turn within to the center, to the divine nature as we understand it. And therein we rest and allow as we commune in this moment in the silence. Yes. We're so grateful for our ever-increasing awareness of our oneness with God. So let's take from this meditation whatever we realize and allow it to be the foundation of how we move through the rest of this day. And as we accept this, we're ready to do what is ours to do. And so let's find our awareness back into this room by wiggling our fingers, wiggling our toes, rolling our head, or rolling our shoulders, and coming into this moment, opening your eyes in your own pace. And when you're ready, we'll say this affirmation for today's message together. I am filled with a zest for living. And so it is.
Step out on the water, release your faith. Every step is stronger. Step out on the water.